I'm out today getting my oil changed, right? And as I'm sitting there in the office waiting for them to do the work, another gentleman is there and he and I start a conversation, right? In the conversation, he ends up talking about how a lady who was at the customer service desk, he could tell she was having a terrible day because she was being impolite and told him, was very short with him, just put your stuff there, turned her back on him, seemed to have an attitude, a bad look on her face. But him, he wasn't like that. He was a nice guy. He was a people person. Had always been like that, right? Even since a young boy, he didn't know what it was, whether he did know that he was Christian, and that contributed to him being nice and polite and friendly and practicing good customer service. But he just wasn't one of those people that would get upset like that and then take it out on others, right? And as he was saying this, I could tell that he was friendly. He was being nice, he was being open, and in my opinion, seemed like a good person. At the same time, as he's talking about how he's quote unquote not one of those people who gets upset, in that moment, he was feeding his ego, right? He's saying, I'm better than those people, right? I'm separate from those people and better than those people. And really, you're a person just like them. You have flaws just like them. In this moment, sure, you were maybe the bigger person, the nicer person. You showed grace where grace was not showed to you, et cetera, et cetera. So don't feel bad about doing the right thing and feel good about doing the right thing. But the act of talking about how negative someone is not the right thing, right? That is feeding into a bit of negativity itself, right? When you're really positive, when you're really bright, when you're really shining fully, like that stuff doesn't affect you. And it's like so insignificant that it doesn't really enter in your mind. Like it doesn't sink in like that. And so for him to be talking about this poor customer service incident sometime after the fact shows that it had sunk in, it had stuck with him, right? It had affected him and was continuing to affect him. And by even talking about it, he was going back into it, like putting on the jacket again, even just to say, I'm better than them, right? And it's like, no, you don't have to engage with the negativity, right? You can take that off. And sure, in the moment things happen, you'll have to live through it, but resonating, staying upset, revisiting the incident, even if it's just to say, I did the right thing, like all those things are really feeding your ego, right? And so this journey to overcoming your ego, to being your very best self, to being the shining light, the very best version of you, to personifying God to the greatest extent, if you want to, use those words, it does include, right, working through your ego. And it is something that affects us all, right? It's something that's been taught to us since we were young as children for good reason, right? The lessons that we learned were there to help us and have helped us. At the same time, we have to grow beyond them to really get to our highest self, to really get that full, outpouring of just love and energy and good vibes and everything else, right? Like to really get there, it requires more. And in this case, it does include like unlearning some things that we have learned. Yeah, you had the good behavior and you showed the good behavior, but then talking about your good behavior and the other person's bad behavior is also a bad thing. So, something to work through. I do it myself. You can maybe even say I'm making this whole video talking about this and that, but the lesson here is that we all have work to do. And even when we are doing the right things, that we can then very quickly go from doing the right things to doing something that isn't so good. And so it's always a journey. Like keep at it, keep at it, keep at it, and keep encouraging others to be better around you as well. Because you can work on yourself, you can help others, but when we really all get to this better place, like the world is just so much better because of it, so much lighter because of we can all live life and enjoy it. So I wish you the very best.